Good morning, seventh grade math. It's Tuesday, October 27th, 2020. This morning, we're going to be working on multiplying rational numbers. This is lesson 3.4. I'm not going to read from the book. I have the problems already written out, the ones that we're going to solve, and I'd like you to solve them with me. So I've got them outlined in letter form. So number A, 4 times negative 1/2. This means multiplication when you see a parentheses like that. The easiest way to do this is to transform the whole number into a fraction. And we know that 4 over 1 is a fraction times negative 1 over 2. Now, it's a positive multiplied by a negative, so the product is going to be negative. So put that negative sign there. We can factor out a 2 in this diagonally. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now I just multiply straight across. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. We know that it's negative. 2 divided by 1 is 2. Negative 2. Okay. This guy here, now I'm multiplying with a decimal and a whole number. So I'm going to put it in the old-fashioned way to multiply. 2 times 5 is 5. Correction. 2 times 5 is 10. Wake up. 2 times 3 is 6. One more, 7. Now, when you multiply decimals, remember, you count how many place values that decimal was behind. In this case, it's just 1. And once again, I multiplied a positive and a negative, which means my product is going to be negative. Negative 7. You can put negative 7.0. It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, we've got pretty much the same problem here, except they're both negative. Negative 3.5 times negative 2. Okay? So remember the integer rules. When I'm multiplying two numbers, the same sign, the answer will always be positive. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Add the 1, 7. Put in my decimal point. Negative 2 times negative 3.5 is going to be positive 7. D, again, I'm multiplying a decimal. Negative 1.25 times negative 3. And once again, I'm multiplying with two negatives. Therefore, the product will be positive. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Add the 1. 7. 3 times 1 is 3. This time I have two places behind the decimal point. 1, 2. And it's going to be positive because they are both negative. The correct way to say this product is 3 and 75. 3 and 75. Now we're going to go on to multiply a string of numbers. So I have negative 2 over 3 times negative 1 over 2 times negative 3 over 5. Now, I think before I even get started, I'm going to factor out a 2 here. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. Times 3 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Times 5 is 15. This is not in its simplest form. The greatest common factor is 3 divided by 3 divided by 3. 1 over 5. Now, when we started this, it was negative times a negative, so it's going to be positive. Then it's going to be a positive times a negative, therefore the product will be negative. Negative 1 over 5. Let's go on. Negative 3 over 4, negative 4 over 7, negative 2 over 3. So once again, I'm going to factor a number out. I'm going to factor out the 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. Now I'm just going to multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. Times 2 is 6. 1 times 7 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. And again, negative times a negative is positive. Positive times a negative is a negative. Now, this is not in its simplest form. The greatest common factor for 6 and 21 is going to be 3. So 6 divided by 3 is going to be 2. 21 divided by 3 is going to be 7. And again, that's a negative. Negative 2 over 7. On to the next problem. Negative 2 over 3 times negative 3 over 4 times 4 over 5. This time, if you'll notice, I have 2 negatives and 1 positive. And I can factor a number out here. Actually, I can factor out 2 numbers. I can factor out the 3's. I can factor out the 4's. So I have 2 times 1 is 2, times 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1, times 5 is 5. And again, I had negative times a negative, which is a positive, then a positive times a positive, which is positive. Okay, cool. So the solution is 2 over 5. H. This time I am not going to factor anything out. We're gonna go with this one. Okay. I'm going to take these 2 first. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 10 is 30. It's a positive times a negative, so it's going to be negative 18 over 30. Now I'm going to multiply this times 18 over 30. So if you look, I can factor out a 5 here. 30 divided by 5 is 6. I can factor out a 6 here. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Now I just multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. 6 times 1 is 6. Oh, wait a minute. That's not in the simplest form, is it? I can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 1/2. And again, I have a positive times a negative, so that is negative. Negative times positive, so the solution is going to be negative. The solution is going to be negative. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to upload this video. This will be the first video. Today's code word is together. Together.